What's up YouTube? It's your girl Rebecca. Welcome to Rebecca's World. Today I'll be making cake pops. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. Share with your family, your friends, your neighbors family and friends. Share with everybody. Let's go. To start off, you're gonna need white cake mix or any cake mix you want. You're gonna need frosting. If you're doing this cake, you're gonna need vanilla frosting. You're gonna need chocolate melts. You can use any kind you want. Here I'm using vanilla. You're gonna need treat sticks and food coloring. This is optional if you want to make your cake pops colorful. You don't need it, but if you would like to, you can use it. So to start off, you're gonna follow the instructions exactly on the cake box. I will be using a rectangle pan for this. I recommend either using the circle or the rectangle, but if you can make it work, you can use any other pan you have. Here is how it looks coming out of the oven. You want to make sure your cake is all the way done by sticking a fork inside and making sure that there is no cake residue on your fork. When there is none, you know that your cake is done. Moving on, you're going to want to take your cake and cut them into sections and then scrape off the bottom of the cake so you can get rid of the brown part of the cake. After scraping off the bottom of the cake, you want to break it apart and put it into a bowl. So after you're done cutting up your cake, you're going to take some of the cake and put it in a separate bowl. Here, we're going to just mash up the cake into small pieces until they look like crumbs. Here you'll see me take out some of the brown parts. If you miss some of the spots when scraping the brown part off, that's fine. You can just take them out when you're doing this part. And here is how it should look when you're done. I'm going to try mashing it up more just to see if I can get it smaller. But this texture is how it should look. So I finished mashing up all the cake and this is how it looks. So moving on, you want to get your icing. I'm using vanilla icing. And you're just going to want to take a scoop of icing and put it in the cake mix and just stir that in. This part can be a little hard and messy, so if you're having trouble using like a spoon or a fork to stir it, you can use your hands. Just make sure you wash your hands. And you can just add in as needed. You just want to make sure that it looks like the whole thing looks like a dough texture. So you don't want to put too much and you don't want to put too little. So just add as needed. Here is how it should look. It should be stuck together and kind of doughy. So now that what we're gonna do is we're gonna take not really much of a handful, just more like a fingerful, and we're just gonna take that, put it in our hands, and roll it around to create a ball. After rolling it around in your hands, this is how it should look. And now you just repeat this process until there is no more. And sometimes it's just easier to flatten the cake in your hand and then roll it so that the cake mix is stuck together and it's just easier for you to create your ball. So here is how it looks all done. I think I have 24 in total. And now we're gonna take our chocolate and we're gonna melt it. You can either melt it on the stove or melt it in the microwave. Just look at the directions on the back of the package that you get and they'll tell you how to melt your chocolate melts. Here are the sticks I'll be using. I got this from Michael's. What you're gonna do is stick your stick into the chocolate and just stick it into your cake ball. You want to make sure that when you stick your stick into your cake ball that you only stick it through halfway so that your cake ball doesn't split. And here's how they look with the sticks in them. And now we're going to move on to covering our cake balls with chocolate. Here I'm heating up my chocolate melts on the stove. This process sometimes works for me, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on, I guess, the time of the day or how it's feeling. So with this, I alternated between the stove and the microwave because sometimes the chocolate would harden too fast, so I would just go back and forth with the different methods. But here's me using the stove and just kind of pushing it down to just help it melt a little bit more. And as you can see, it's melting. And here it is, almost completely melted. I'm just going to keep poking it until it's completely melted. Now what I'm going to do is take my cake pop and just kind of dip it in there. I kind of don't recommend this method because this will kind of make your cake pop heavy and kind of want to slide off the stick. So what I kind of did was I put the melted chocolate on a plate and I kind of rolled the cake pop into the chocolate. That's why it kind of looks spiky on some of them. The first two on the right upper corner is me dipping them, and then the rest is me rolling the cake pop in the chocolate. And the blue ones is me testing out the food coloring, and the orange ones are me using the orange candy melts. They might not look smooth like the traditional cake pops, but they definitely do taste like them, and I definitely do recommend you trying this. The taste is definitely a 10 out of 10. But thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you later.